Alright, I do realize I'd say I'd give you an opening next time, but I'm just feeling really lazy this morning. I'm not normally a 3 video a day guy, but it's 11:15. There's about 5 other people that I know of awake in my residence that I could, maybe hang around with, and I probably will after lunch. But anyways, this has been bugging me, and I read this on a video earlier today. I really should have copied down the URL. Apologies for that. But it's actually a video that has nothing to do with the topic itself. It was a video about Kurt Angle's comments about being able to beat Chuck Liddell, and it was entitled WWE versus MMA. Search it if you really want to. The video itself was just not terribly great, although it did show Kurt Angle getting caught in a Kimura from the bottom by Daniel Puder during one of the Tough Enough contests. Excuse me a moment. Sorry about that. Back to the topic. And Daniel Puder catches him in a Kimura from the bottom, and it's Kurt Angle working, and Kurt Angle wins because he gets the 3 count and everything. This has nothing to do with that clip really, but there was a comment on the video that was talking about how UFC wants to be boxing, but the problem is they're not boxing, and that's true. So at this point I'm up with you, basically, except for maybe the UFC wanting to be boxing. I don't know if it really is. I don't know. I don't claim to read minds, but anyways. But it is not boxing. In MMA, you can take shortcuts like being a really good wrestler or being a good kickboxer or stand-up. In boxing, it is harder because you have to learn a lot of things like the jab, the cross, and defense, etc. This doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not even saying that MMA is harder than boxing. I'm not saying boxing is harder than MMA. I think they both have their challenges, and I think it is true that in boxing you have to be, it's a more refined art. It is strictly the hands. But correct me if I'm wrong, in MMA, to be successful anyways, you have to learn how to throw a jab, how to throw a cross, how to throw a left and right hook, how to throw an uppercut, and how to defend against punches. You also have to learn how to throw a kick, how to defend against kicks, how to defend against a takedown, how to get a takedown, how to get a submission, how to defend against a submission, and how to position yourself on the ground and avoid sweeps from the guy on the bottom, and guard passes. So if you're going to use the argument that if you're going to say boxing is harder than MMA, I sincerely hope that you come up with an argument that is not this, because you have to learn more in MMA. You can say that in boxing you have to be better than the guy at something. You have to be the better boxer. In MMA, it is true that you can be a better wrestler, but a worse submission guy and a worse stand-up guy, and still win. Use that line if you're going to go it this way. But just say that an MMA fighter has to learn less than a boxer is complete and utter bullshit. Realistically, you're combining the sports of boxing, kickboxing. Well, move boxing out even. You're combining kickboxing with submission grappling. Boom. 2 sports, which I think equally have as much, if not more, to learn than boxing, and you're combining them into one sport. How can you possibly make the argument that there is more to learn in boxing? Is it a harder sport? I think it actually is right now. I think in the future, maybe MMA will surpass it, but right now it is true that if I were to go into boxing, I'm going to have to be the better boxer. I'm not going to have that option of being better at one aspect of the game. That being said, there's less to learn. Anyways, that's all I have for now. I'm not going to even promise this is going to be the last video of the day because I'm incredibly bored today, and it is cold as heck outside, and the weight room is closed. Oh, it sucks. And I'm not going. And I already went for a run today, and I'm not going for another one. Anyways, peace. Enjoy Ultimate Fight Night 12. Rate, comment, subscribe. If you flame me, I'm in the kind of mood where I might just take you to school. But anyways, later.